Have you ever been in a meeting and felt like you and your colleagues are speaking completely different languages? You're not crazy, and you're definitely not alone. Right now, we've got up to 4 different generations working side by side, and each one comes with its own playbook. So let's get into it and figure out what's really going on. Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You send a perfectly crafted email with all the attachments, and 5 minutes later, you hear that old printer groaning to life. It can be a little maddening, right? But hang on, because on the other side of that coin, you ask for a quick update on a project, and what you get back is a 15-second TikTok-style video complete with trending audio. I mean, it's efficient, I'll give them that, but you might feel like you're missing, well, the details. So how are these two things possibly connected? And here's the big reveal. This isn't just about personal preferences or somebody being stuck in their ways. We are dealing with the impact of decades of history. History that has literally hardwired how each generation sees the world and, you guessed it, how they work. To really get to the bottom of the why, we need to zoom out and look at 3 massive revolutions in the world of work. Each one totally flipped the script on what a job is even for, creating a completely different set of values for the people who grew up in them. Just look at this. You start with the industrial era. For the silent generation, work was about one thing, survival. Then, boom, the information era hits. For boomers and Gen X, the goalposts moved. It was about improving your standard of living. And now, we're deep in the social and digital era, where for millennials and Gen Z, the ultimate goal is quality of life. Time has become the new currency. And what's so fascinating is you can see the whole story right here. We went from, I'll be loyal to this company for 40 years because I need to survive, to I'm chasing that next promotion and a corner office, all the way to today's, I need a job with flexibility and a purpose I believe in. It's just a massive, profound shift in what we work for. Okay, so with all that history in our back pocket, let's meet the main characters in today's office drama. We're going to break down 3 key archetypes that you probably see every single day, and their behaviors are a direct result of the world they came from. All right, first up, Gen X. You've got to understand, a lot of these folks were the original latchkey kids. They'd come home from school to an empty house, microwave their own dinner, and figure out their homework by themselves. They learned to be self-sufficient because, well, they had to be. And this upbringing shows up all over their work style. They are fiercely independent. They hate fluff, just get to the point. Their motto is literally, no news is good news. If you're not hearing from them, it means everything's fine. They're resilient, they're adaptive, because they've been solving their own problems since they were 10. Now, let's meet Gen Y, the Millennials. Their childhood couldn't have been more different. Think constant coaching, soccer practice, participation trophies, and structured support systems. The message they got, loud and clear, was, you are special and we are here to help you succeed. So it's no surprise they walk into the workplace looking for that same structure. They want a coach, not just a boss. They thrive on constant feedback, they're amazing in collaborative teams, and they want to feel like their work is part of a bigger mission. It just makes sense. And that brings us to Gen Z. These are the first true digital natives. They have no memory of a world without a supercomputer in their pocket. For them, technology isn't a tool you learn to use. It's like oxygen. It's just there. And growing up online has totally shaped what they expect from work. They can smell a fake a mile away, so they value authenticity above all else. They communicate in quick, visual bites, texts, memes, short videos, and they absolutely expect their leaders to be inclusive and socially conscious. So now we've got all these different archetypes trying to work together. And the most common, the most classic point of tension often happens right in the middle. That dynamic between the independent Gen X manager and their collaborative millennial report. It's the ultimate showdown. Batman versus Robin. Your Gen X manager is Batman, the gritty, resourceful lone hero who just wants the mission briefing so they can get to work. Their attitude is, trust me, I've got this, just get out of my way. But then you have the millennial, who comes in as Robin. Eager, collaborative, always asking, how can I help? For Robin, teamwork isn't a liability, it's a superpower. But here's the thing. This isn't about one being right and the other being wrong. When Batman's hard-won experience combines with Robin's innovative, collaborative energy, you get an absolutely unstoppable team. The secret sauce is just a little bit of mutual respect. Okay, let's shift gears to the next huge challenge facing leaders today, understanding Gen Z. They are a walking paradox. On the surface, they project so much confidence, But underneath, they are carrying a level of anxiety that we've just never seen before in a new generation entering the workforce. Simon Sinek absolutely nailed this. He points out that for many in Gen Z, direct confrontation is so uncomfortable, so terrifying, that instead of having a tough conversation, like, say, asking for a raise, it actually feels easier to just quit and find a new job. So why? What's going on here? Well, it's not one single thing. It's more like a perfect storm of factors. We're talking about a childhood spent more on phones than in parks, overprotective parents who removed every single obstacle. Add in some serious sleep deprivation from all that screen time and the nonstop comparison game of social media, and you end up with a generation that wasn't really given the tools to face adversity. But listen, this isn't a crisis, it's a massive opportunity for mentorship. Here's the key takeaway. Gen Z does not need another boss barking orders. They need a guide. They need a leader who's willing to patiently coach them through these difficult moments and teach them those crucial human skills, like how to ask for help. So, after all that, what does this mean for you? Whether you're leading a team or you're just a member of one, it all boils down to one incredibly important principle. Our default setting is to manage people the way we'd want to be managed. We communicate in the style that feels natural to us. But in a workplace with 4 different generations, that just doesn't fly anymore. You have got to stop expecting everyone else to bend to your style. It's your job as the leader to adapt to them. That is the essence of modern servant leadership. It's about listening, learning, and then leading in a way your team actually needs. That's how you move beyond just getting compliance and start building real, genuine trust. And that really leaves us with one last question to chew on. Take a hard look at your team, at your company. Are you building a culture where people just do what they're told? A culture of compliance? Or are you building a culture of connection, where people feel seen, understood, and valued? The answer to that will determine everything.